The air was crisp with the promise of autumn as the people of Spooky Harbour prepared for their most anticipated night of the year, Halloween. The town, already steeped in eerie legends and ghostly tales, took on an otherworldly charm during this spooky season. And this year, Halloween would prove to be unlike any other. As darkness settled over the town, the residents adorned their homes with eerie decorations. Pumpkins carved with sinister faces lined the streets, and cobwebs draped across every porch. The whispering woods, bathed in the pale light of the moon, rustled with an unsettling energy. At the heart of the festivities was the Spooky Harbour Festival, a grand affair that drew visitors from far and wide. The town square was adorned with colourful banners and stalls offering everything from fortune-telling to homemade potions. But amidst the revelry, there was an underlying tension, a feeling that something supernatural was afoot. As the night grew darker, a group of curious teenagers decided to venture into the Whispering Woods. They were armed with flashlights, daring each other to walk deeper into the forest than ever before. The whispers of the woods grew louder, as if beckoning them to uncover its secrets. They followed the winding path, their footsteps accompanied by the eerie chorus of nocturnal creatures. The air grew colder, and the rustling leaves seemed to echo their nervous laughter. But as they ventured deeper, the path became less distinct, and they realized they were lost. Panic set in as they stumbled upon an ancient, overgrown cemetery. Tombstones, some cracked and weather-worn, jutted out of the earth at odd angles. The moon cast an eerie glow on the moss-covered statues, giving them a lifelike appearance. It was a place they had heard stories about, a place where the line between the living and the dead blurred. Just as they were about to turn back, they noticed a peculiar gravestone. It was larger than the rest and adorned with strange symbols. As they approached, they saw that the inscription was in a language they couldn't understand. It felt like a page from a forbidden book. One of the teenagers, daring and curious, reached out and touched the gravestone. A shiver ran down their spine as the ground trembled beneath them. The symbols on the gravestone began to glow with an otherworldly light, and the earth beneath it cracked open. A ghastly figure emerged from the fissure, a spectral being dressed in tattered robes, its eyes hollow and filled with ancient sorrow. It extended a bony hand towards them, and a voice filled their minds, whispering secrets from centuries past. The other teenagers screamed in terror and fled, but the one who had touched the gravestone remained, unable to tear themselves away. The spectre revealed itself to be the guardian of the Whispering Woods, a spirit tasked with protecting its dark secrets. The guardian's tale was one of tragedy, a story of settlers who had sought refuge in Spooky Harbour centuries ago, much like the town's own history. They had ventured into the Whispering Woods on a Halloween night much like this one, and in their desperation, they had performed a forbidden ritual, opening a gateway to the spirit world. The consequences of their actions had been dire. The town had become a nexus of supernatural activity, a place where the living and the dead coexisted. The guardian had been bound to the cemetery, tasked with ensuring that no one ever repeated the settlers' mistakes. The teenager listened in rapt horror as the guardian's tale unfolded. They were given a choice: to carry the burden of this knowledge and protect Spooky Harbour, or to join the restless spirits in their eternal torment. With a heavy heart, they chose to become the guardian's apprentice, vowing to protect the town from further supernatural disturbances. Meanwhile, in the town square, the Spooky Harbour Festival was in full swing. Tourists and townsfolk alike revelled in the festivities. unaware of the eerie events unfolding in the Whispering Woods. But as the clock struck midnight, an unnatural hush fell over the town. The lanterns lining the streets flickered ominously, and the decorations took on a life of their own. Pumpkins grinned malevolently, and shadows danced in the corners of people's vision. The townsfolk felt a chill in the air, and a sense of unease washed over them. The teenager, now the Guardian's apprentice, emerged from the Whispering Woods, their face marked with the weight of their newfound responsibility. They knew that Spooky Harbor's history was a delicate balance between the living and the dead, and on Halloween night that balance had been momentarily disrupted. Solemn determination, the Guardian's apprentice returned to the town square and performed a ritual to restore equilibrium. The lanterns ceased their flickering, the decorations returned to their inanimate state, and the eerie hush lifted. The townsfolk, none the wiser, continued to celebrate Halloween, their laughter and joy echoing through the streets. Little did they know that their town was a place where the supernatural and the mundane coexisted, and that on this Halloween night, a guardian had ensured that the balance remained intact. As the first light of dawn broke over Spooky Harbor, the Guardian's apprentice disappeared into the Whispering Woods, ready to protect the town's secrets for another year. Halloween had come and gone, leaving behind a town that was, as always, shrouded in mystery and wonder. And so the legend of Spooky Harbor continued, a place where Halloween was not just a night of revelry, but a night when the living and the dead walked hand in hand, and the secrets of centuries past whispered through the fog.